Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. Today we got our WrestleMania 35 pay-per-view review. So I'm more on the fence about this one. Overall, decent WrestleMania overall. One of the better WrestleManias in the last few years. There was more to enjoy on this show than not to enjoy. I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible because there is 16 matches and just crazy 16 matches. If you're new to the channel, thank you very much for checking out the channel. Keep hitting that subscribe. Try to kill some of that glare, sorry. So, as always, guys, comment down below. What were your thoughts on WrestleMania? What would you rate it overall? Did you enjoy it as a whole? There was definitely bright spots on this show, and at times it really dragged. You know, this is something they're going to have to work on with future events. This time limit, or this length of time they're putting us through, including the pre-show, it went about 7.5 hours. I think it ended shortly after midnight on the East Coast. Way too long. Way too long. I could easily cut about 4 good matches off here and yeah. So I'm going to buzz through the pre-show. I started watching about 6 on the East Coast. Caught up with the pre-show matches, and by the time I was ready and caught up, it was time for the Raw Tag Title match. We got new Raw Tag champs, Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder. Decent match overall. They hit a nice brain buster on the outside. And Hawkins is playing possum there. I forget which one he rolls in, or he gets rolled in the ring, and the Revival are gonna take him to town. Hawkins rolls him up for the 1, 2, 3. We got new Raw Tag Team Champions. Sorry, I'm still trying to sorry about that. But we had a new Cruiserweight champion also. And the winners of the Andre and Women's Battle Royals were Braun Strowman. I did not like that men's Battle Royal. I did not like that at all. I don't think we even had any legends or anything in it. Not that I could tell. And you had Carmella winning the Women's Battle Royal, so I could deal with that. I'm a fan of Carmella. She's not bad. To kick off the main show, you had the host of WrestleMania, Miss Alexa Bliss. And she's like, if I want a WrestleMania moment, I could make it happen. Out comes Hogan, and they're doing the pose down. I wish they would have done it in the ring. On the stage, it doesn't feel the same. I like them to be in the center of that stadium, and it comes across much better when you get the reactions. Paul Heyman comes storming out, and he says, my client's not waiting. If he's not going to be in the main event, we're doing this thing right now. Out comes Lesnar, out comes Rollins, and a few minutes later, we got a new Universal Champ. Seth Rollins defeats Brock Lesnar after 3 curb stomps. Lesnar only hit 1 F5 and 3 Germans. And that was before the match officially started. Decent match, like it only went 2.5 minutes. I'm happy to see Seth finally become the man in WWE on Monday Night Raw. I've said it for a while. Lesnar does not need the title. Get that belt off him. Um, I feel like Rollins, even more than Reigns, is their top guy. Um, so that was that. Second match of the night was one I was looking forward to a lot. This one got a bit more time, 15 minutes or so. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. This was a good, solid match, but it wasn't too crazy. Like, I, I guess we just had really high expectations for this. And yeah, Jerry the King Lawler, Corey Graves, and Tom Phillips. Randy Orton hit a nice RKO at one point in the match. And if you ever notice, when Orton's, pumping up for that RKO, he never hits it. Maybe once in his career he has hit a RKO in that, creepy crawly position. But he hits an RKO out of nowhere at one point in the match for a 2 count. And then just randomly, Styles goes for a forearm, hits the 1, 2, 3. Very strange. It was weird to see Brock on first here to open the show. He goes from main eventing to opening. So pretty cool. Booking was weird this night as well. And match order was really weird as well. So third match of the night was the Fatal 4-Way for the SmackDown Tag Titles. Usos retain in a decent match. They hit the double splash for the pin and to retain. Really cool, I guess. Decent match. I'm not a fan of the Fatal 4-Ways. After that, the Hall of Famers came out. I wish they would have had a DX Pyro at least. I don't think they did. Fourth match of the night, Shane McMahon versus The Miz. Really good match. Early on in the match, Shane's going for the elbow drop through the announce desk. Out comes Mr. Miz, and he's standing out in front of the table, blocking the Shane's way. He gets in the ring, and he's squaring up with Shane. And this was a fun segment. Shane takes him out quickly, and then they kind of, get that out of the way, and they continue their match. It reminded me of WrestleMania 17, Taker, Triple H battling it out in the sea of fans and going up on top of the camera stand and all that. Yeah, they're battling out by the tech team. They got a chair. Miz hits a skull-crushing finale up on the tech area. The Miz hits a giant suplex off this thing, and Shane McMahon actually gets the win here. Again, strange decision. Shane McMahon, best in the world. Fifth match of the night was the women's tag title match, another Fatal 4-Way. This one, again, really strange. I don't think many people pick the Iconics, but I am happy they won. I am a fan of the Iconics, so thumbs up for that. Natalia at one point locks in a double sharpshooter. Bailey hits an elbow drop. Sasha Banks hits a nice frog splash for only a 2 count. Beth Phoenix ends up hitting a glam slam from the top rope. And the Iconics steal the win here. We got new women's tag champs. What was my favorite match? Probably Shane versus The Miz. I like that. I love hardcore matches, falls count anywhere matches. We'll get to that right now. Probably my favorite match of the night for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. Now, I did officially predict Daniel Bryan to retain, but I wasn't against Kofi winning the title here. Um, and I think it was about halfway through the show that I thought, Kofi was actually going to win. Because if they were really going to do this, it was going to be at WrestleMania. It wasn't going to be at some backlash or, some other random pay per view. It was going to be at WrestleMania. And a hell of a match. I don't know if it would be a 5-star match or not. That's up for debate. Um, really emotional moment. I'm so happy that Kofi Kingston won, pulled out the W. And Daniel Bryan is a pro. He definitely had no problem putting the man over here. Let's run down some of the action. Um, so, one point, Kofi missed, goes into the table. Daniel Bryan is out wrestling Kofi Kingston in the early moments of this matchup. Kofi hits an SOS for a near fall, and this match is out of control. New Day and Rowan are going at it, and they midnight hour to Rowan, and back in the ring, Daniel Bryan hits that running knee for a long 2 count, long 2 count. Um, Daniel Bryan tries to lock on the label lock several times, and Kofi breaks it up several times. Trouble in Paradise, 3 count. We got a new WWE champion, Kofi Kingston. They unveiled the traditional title, and man, what an emotional moment. I'm so happy for this man, because at times you don't know how WWE thinks or what. You really don't. There's a lot of debate out there again, if the racism issues and the holding people back, this, that, and the other. I don't want to make this a black and a white thing. And it was a hell of a match. The crowd was the most into this match. Seventh match of the night was for the U.S. title. I'll get into the best and worst matches towards the end of the review. I just want to kind of get through all these matches first. We had Booker T on commentary for the U.S. title match. It was over before it got started. Ray hits a 619 when he goes to the top rope. Joe gets him in the coquina clutch. The referee only drops his arm one time and calls it off. Whatever happened to the 1, 2, and then the 3 arm drops? Samoa Joe retains. This could easily be ranked as one of the worst matches of the night. In the back, this was before the U.S. title match. You had the SNL guys tending in the trainer's room. Then you got Scott Hall and Kevin Nash with the doctor's outfits. Start with the prostate. 8th match of the night. This is around the 3rd hour mark. So this is around the 10 p.m. mark. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. I was not into this match at all. I'm not a fan of really either guy. It was an average match. And Daniel Bryan and Kofi sucked the life out of that stadium. Roman Reigns hits a spear at one point. Superman punch. Hits another spear. Hits a 3 count. And that's about it. After this, we had the Elias concert. And he's playing with himself. And out comes the doctor of Thugonomics. Absolutely love this segment. I'm a big John Cena, Dr. Thugonomics fan. He dissed the hell out of Elias, wasted wrestling experience here. And this is the first WrestleMania in 19 years not to feature Undertaker. Sad. Ninth match of the night, Batista, Triple H, no holds barred. You also had Shawn Michaels on commentary. Guys in the live chat, if you want, chime in on some of your favorite matches and moments as we go along. And these guys are wasting no time here. We all knew Triple H was gonna, get a decent amount of time here. They're using a little toolbox there. They got a steel chain, they got a wrench, they got pliers. They're using chairs, the steps. At one point, Triple H goes under the ring and pulls out two hammers. He only grabs one at first. They throw that in the ring. They got the steps on the announce desk, which I thought was cool. No, I didn't go to any WrestleManias. Nope. I'm in Canada, buddy. It's hard for me to travel out to the stateside. So they do this one nasty spot where Triple H pulls his nose ring out. I'm sure it was worked somehow where it easily pulled out. Batista goes for a Batista bomb at one point on the announce desk. Triple H reverses it, turns around. Triple H spears Batista. They go crash through the third announce desk out there, whatever commentators were there. A Batista bomb for a nice 2 count. Triple H hits a power bomb from the corner onto the steel steps. Hits a pedigree for 2. Ric Flair appears, hands Triple H the hammer. Triple H jumps off the steps. Nice shot by the game. Another pedigree. 1, 2, 3. Triple H is not ending his career tonight. So at this point, I thought the show was 50-50, and it was starting to drag on. This is going into like the third or fourth hour by this point of the main card. Let's see. The crowd really, like I said, by the Kofi match, really started to die down. 7 hours is just way too long. 10th match of the night would be Angle versus Corbin. Not a fan of this match at all. And I'm a Baron Corbin fan, if that surprises anyone. Angle hits his traditional moveset. Couple of Germans, ankle lock, ankle slam. Baron Corbin, end of days for the pin and the win. Not happy fans. But there was a lot of pyro here. Lot of pyro for most of the entrances. 11th match of the night was for the IC title. Really cool to see the Demon at Mania. I think this could have benefited by going on a little bit earlier. I definitely think that WWE title match should have main evented. Lashley, one point in the match, hits a crazy spear through the ropes into the Demon. The Demon entrance, it wasn't that good. I don't know what it was. People were tired or they just weren't into it. I wasn't into it. He hits a nice power bomb on Bobby Lashley. Coup de grace for 3. We got a new Intercontinental Champ. And the 12th match of the night. Before this, Alexa Bliss comes back out. announces they have set a new MetLife record, 82,265. Whether that's legit or not, again, it's probably up for debate. Yeah, I agree. If Kofi main evented, the crowd would have been much more into this show throughout the night, especially when you do a big title change like that. This women's main event, I was not into it. Again, long show. Becky Lynch locks in the armbar several times. They hit a triple power bomb on Ronda Rousey, which just looked brutal, very bad. Um, you know, Ronda Rousey is not the most polished wrestler, like I've said before, and it really showed in this match. She looked out of it at times. Um, Charlotte Flair had a beautiful entrance coming in the helicopter, paying homage to her father, Ric Flair, several years ago. Oh yeah, that ending here was definitely botched. Rousey was squirming like a bug and botched the finish. Charlotte locks in the figure four on Rousey. Um, uh, Eventually, they set a table up, and Charlotte goes through the table. Rousey's going for Piper's Pit, and Becky hits a crucifix pin onto Rousey. Rousey squirming 1, 2, 3. We got a new Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. I'm still wondering if they're gonna unify the titles or keep them separate. That's still up in the air as well. I guess we'll find out tonight on Monday Night Raw. Overall, in my predictions, I went 10 for 16, which isn't bad. Just over 50%. The show overall, I think I would give it about a 7 out of 10, maybe even lower, 6.5. I think I gave last year's Mania about the same. Wow, 2 for 16. If you guys have any questions now, my favorite match of the night was definitely Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. In a close second was Triple H and Batista. I thought I really had no hope for that match at times, and at other times I had very high expectations. Triple H being one of my favorites. I'm happy to see him continue his career. Batista was, apparently going to retire anyway. So, Saudi Arabia's coming up. I'm sure Triple H will be a part of that. But I thoroughly enjoyed Triple H and Batista. Oh, what I was actually going to discuss was the finishers throughout the night. We did not see a lot of finishers. Pretty much everyone that hit their finisher, that was it. We did not see 3, 4, 5, spears from Roman Reigns, 6 or 8 Superman punches. I think WWE is starting to really tone that stuff down and make finishers mean more. Hulkster opening the show, I thought it was fun. He got a huge reaction. I thought it should have been in the middle of the ring. I would have done it that way. But overall, it was good to see the Hulk. He still looks fantastic. Man, all those people talking trash when Mean Gene passed away. Oh, they're just paying respects because of Gene. There are millions and millions of Hulk Hogan fans out there, regardless if they think he's a racist, if they think he's overpushed or whatever. They still love Hogan. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mickey James, she's been really ice cold lately. she's another one I'd like to see, hold the women's title at one point or another. Um, 5 or 6 time women's champ, right? Veteran of the ring. She's been in the ring with some of the best ever. Trish, Lita, girls like Victoria and Jazz, Gail Kim, Michelle McCool. She's pretty much been in every era since what, 2005, 2006. Yeah, I did pick Daniel Bryan to retain, but again, I wasn't against Kofi winning here. And like I said, if they were gonna do it at a Mania, if they were gonna put the title on Kofi, they were gonna make it at WrestleMania. They weren't gonna do it at TLC or Backlash or some other B show. It was gonna be at the biggest show they possibly could. It'd say, here's our main guy, Kofi Kingston. What's up, man? Got a few guys in the chat still. If you have any more questions or comments, let's get them through. I'm gonna end this thing in a couple of minutes. So, overall, it was a mixed bag of a show. I think I enjoyed it more than I didn't. And the stage was decent. It just looked like a jumbotron, and overall, it didn't affect my viewing experience. I thought they did a good job with what they had. We don't need a giant roller coaster at every WrestleMania. Um, it would be nice to have, some of those other, giant structures like they've had in the past. But, it is what it is. We can't argue over a stage. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. I love that match. Hawkins and Ryder, man. I'm happy for them. 269 straight losses in the WWE. That's incredible. And to finally end that streak out of WrestleMania, big ups to Ryder for joining his former tag team partner, Kurt Hawkins, kind of dusting the man off and giving him a big win and becoming the new Raw tag champs. If they drop him on Raw tonight, I won't be against that. At least his losing streak is over. But big returns for tonight's Raw. Um, I don't know. I'm sure there will be NXT call-ups, but I don't know. Maybe John Cena, the Doctor of Thugonomics, with an open challenge. I want to see Samoa Joe versus John Cena for the United States title. They could build this up, or that's a SmackDown title, but whatever. It's the Raw after Mania. I'm sure John Cena's gonna be there. Bray Wyatt as well. He's another one missed WrestleMania. No Ambrose, no Undertaker, no Bray Wyatt, and I'm not sure if they had any Hall of Famers or legends at the Battle Royals there that took place on the pre-show. So yeah, solid show overall. The past 3 or 4 WrestleManias have just been way too long, so they get a thumbs down for that. Um, my way to do it: 4 hour show at the most, 4.5, 7 through 11, 8 to 10 matches on the main show. You could do 10 or 11 at the most, and if the matches don't make the main card, put them on the pre-show or put them in dark. Because let's face it, we had 12 matches here, and we went over 5 hours. That is way too long for 12 matches. Yeah, Undertaker did not appear at his first WrestleMania in 19 years. Last WrestleMania he missed, WrestleMania 2000. And I'm getting a bad glare here. I apologize. I don't know if it's YouTube. It's not my camera because everything's clean. The windows are shut. But last WrestleMania Undertaker missed was 2000. So who knows what Undertaker's status is currently. He does have an appearance for the Starcast, which will take place the night before Double or Nothing. So maybe he'll AEW confirmed, AEW confirmed, blah blah blah. Here we go with all those rumors now. Let's get off our high horse, guys. End this on a strong note. I'm really happy to see Kofi as the new WWE champion. Brock Lesnar is no longer the Universal Champ. That title has been held hostage for the past 2 years. It's going to be an emotional Monday Night Raw, and I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, guys, hope y'all enjoyed the review. Take some time and subscribe. If you have any suggestions, any DVDs you'd like to see reviewed, make sure you drop a comment down below. As always, talk to you later. Peace.